So Chris Martinez, at the CCDEXPO, you're in charge of part of an educational aspect. Talk to me about what you're doing out there.
It was a natural kind of a thing. What it was is as you know, we did this, there was a window in the industry just because of the economy going flat, and then people are selling boats and motorcycles and anything that they don't need really cheap.
And tour buses?
And tour buses because the the large ticket sales events took a dive. I think it was like, according to Rolling Stone magazine, 2010 was the worst in history of like doing live events. But to summarize it, so basically we did two things. My brand new wife and I.
Smoking hot wife.
Yeah, and she's a really great vocalist
She's
and
a
songwriter. And so what we did is we, instead of doing the logical thing and holding on to our money and our diversified portfolios, I took all of my money out and bought a tour bus, and we went out in the month of May and recorded. We went off the beaten path as a band with no, with no fan base, because once I left Sacramento, I was just, some guy with orange hair and freckles.
Off the beaten path is an understatement. I've seen some of the footage and the pictures. You had an excellent adventure.
Yeah, and stayed away. We stayed away from the typical. We didn't piggyback somebody's tour, which is a safe thing to do. And then what we did is, we got it, and then I met Peter, and he told me about the CCDEXPO, and I said, yay God. So we're going to be able to show part one of our documentary about how we did this, what we're doing, and where we're going. And where we're going is we are going to provide information firsthand, not from like somebody who has records on their wall, because how that happened doesn't work anymore. It's really tough. But what we're going to do is show what we're doing, but I'm going to more lead people, especially I'm aiming my teaching on the 17th. I'm going to be teaching a workshop about what I've learned, but more of directing people to where to go for the information, because it's just,
Well, you learned by doing. I mean, you have a wealth of information from your tour about what definitely works, what so does not work.
Yeah, what not to do is probably what I learned the most.
Well, that's fair. That's important. That's important info to learn.
No, it is. But what I'm doing some teaching points, and I'm still honing them in. But it's going to be like a 101. Basic needs of a band members, and where to get your resources at. But thank you. We're going to be in the educational stage. If you go to the CCDEXPO, it's a booth off on the very end. We're going to have our tour bus there, so you get to walk through that, and then we are going to have some displays of some vintage instruments. So we're going to basically do it is what things were like, where they are now, and where we think it's going. And we have QSC. They build amplifiers and speakers. They're going to come out and talk about their new products and a few other people. I mean, we could go. It's going to be really cool.
CCDEXPO.com.
Yes.